everything now. Illnesses, foods, and today, aliens get their own special day.
On International UFO Day, we asked, do you believe in extraterrestrial life? Sean Ryder does. He says he saw UFOs when he was 15.
And we're also joined today by ufologist Malcolm Robinson, who collects UFO stories from all over the UK. Good morning.
First, let's take a look at some footage from last week. NASA released video of a mysterious bright object streaking across Earth just after midnight. Enormous UFO was tracked by 5 different NASA cameras as it moved at 14,500 miles per hour after it was over several American states before breaking up into pieces. Space Agency says it was travelling too slowly to be a meteor. But the thing is, with something like that, I mean, if that was extraterrestrials, they've made a right old pig's ear of it because they've blown up. So that's got to be space debris.
A lot of it is, but you have to bear in mind that there's a lot of strange footage coming from NASA, footage around the space station, etc., which is totally perplexing. Absolutely fascinating stuff. And that's the kind of footage that myself and my colleagues the world over are truly interested in finding out. Find out what's going on.
And do you think that there are loads of secrets? Do you think governments, both this side and stateside, keep stuff from us?
Amanda, I'm absolutely convinced that the governments of this world know more than they're letting on. And under the Freedom of Information Act, passed many years ago in America and latterly here in the UK, many pre-classified government documents clearly showed that the NSA, the CIA and the FBI were actively involved in the study of UFO sightings in their country and ours. I've been dealing with sightings in Bonnybridge, a small Scottish town in Stirlingshire. So many sightings up in Scotland that we got in touch with the then Prime Minister, John Major, followed by subsequent Prime Ministers, including David Cameron, and asked them to come to Scotland and investigate, open up a public inquiry to look at these sightings.
But what would be the reason for keeping it quiet? Why would you keep it quiet? What's the point in the cover-up?
Well, this is what we want to know. We want to know why there is a cover-up, but we clearly believe with the documentation released under the Freedom of Information Act that these are a major cover-up.
But surely, you find out, a few years ago, quite a while ago, there were all sorts of sightings of a very, very unusual craft. Yes. What is this? What is this thing? It turned out to be the early development of the stealth bomber. A vast amount of these things, and you say you've seen documents that have been blacked out. Of course they have, because the chances are that most of these are future military projects.
Well, I'd like to say that you're right. 95% of UFO reports can be easily identified. It leaves 5%. 3% could be our own black budget technology, just like you said, Phil, the stealth aircraft. In fact, that gave rise to many UFO reports. It was only the stealth. The 2% that remain, 1% could be a new rare atmospheric phenomena, something akin to ball lightning. But the flying ointment, the 1%, Amanda, that we cannot explain, are these low-level, close proximity sightings.
But there never seems to be a brilliant shot of them.
I don't know about
that. It was just a bit on the shaky side. Shot by someone who's not quite sure what they saw.
No, we have some fantastic footage.
Why do they always appear in the quietest parts of the UK? Why don't you see one at 3 o'clock on a sunny afternoon in Manchester, right over the top of the city, so that everybody sees it?
Well, Sean, you might have a story about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing that I saw flying about in 1978 certainly wasn't a stealth bomber. I mean, he was zigzagging about all over the sky at about 10,000 miles an hour. And then they've got another one here, which I'm either telling lies or it was either hallucinating. I don't think I was hallucinating, and no, I'm not lying. When we'd been filming in South America last time, when we did the UFO show, I get back home and I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and there's a craft outside my house. It was about 20 foot by about 10 foot, and it looked like an Airfix model. I thought the production crew was playing games. You know, they'd put some sort of things together and was having a laugh at
it. The thing is, Sean,
did anyone else see it?
No.
I'm not. No one else saw it. I cannot personally believe that we are the only ones in this universe. I truly believe that there is extraterrestrial life, that there are other civilizations, other worlds. There has to be. We cannot be unique. If we're unique, then what a universe this is. But you said it was 20 foot by 10 foot. How the hell did that? No, it's not. It's tiny. You're travelling across the galaxy.
It really did look like a toy.
No, in your guard, but to face up it that close to you, that's quite big. So somebody else would have seen it, surely.
No, this thing actually as well, right? It made cloud. It gathered cloud around it, then went really slow across the field, gathering more cloud no sound, and just went.
I mean, that is pretty spooky. Why didn't you get your camera phone out?
Oh, God, why didn't I even wake the wife up to have a look at it? I don't know.
See, that's the problem. This is the problem that I have, is that something like that is compelling, and I'm not saying that that's not true. That sounds like an amazing story.
Malcolm, I want to ask you about, because I mean there are already a lot of skeptics out there, but there is documentation I know that the Americans have. I think it's called the Majestic documents. That was it was personal letters from the Ministry of Defence between the Eisenhower sort of presidential. So surely that does prove that there is something out there.
There's still a bit of suspicion with the MJ12 documents. A lot of people feel that some of these documentations are indeed just forgeries, unfortunately. There is a lot of these flies in the ointment. But when you look at planet Earth, it's a tiny grain of sand on a huge cosmic beach, and it'd be absolutely incomprehensible to think that we stand alone in the vastness of the cosmos.
Why don't they make contact with us?
What do they want?
Big question.
What do they come and look at?
What do they want with Sean pestering him in his garden?
Well, we don't hold all the answers for sure. I mean, we wish we did, but there's no denying that we are dealing with a bona fide, true, genuine UFO phenomena which is ongoing throughout the United Kingdom and the rest of the world. Now, what they are is open to question. Many sightings have been seen coming into the sea and exiting the sea around the island of Puerto Rico, so maybe there are bases on the Earth. It's all speculation at this moment.
Talk us through this footage. Let's show a little bit of footage. Here's the first one. What's this one? Oh, no, we've seen that one. That's the NASA one. So we've seen that one. There you go.
Yeah, this was taken at Craiglusca Reservoir near Dunfermline back in 1994. The gentleman went down to the reservoir to actually paint this lovely Scottish scenery. And as he was there, he became aware of this humming sound. He initially thought it was electricity pylons, and he went, well, what is that? And he turned round and he was amazed. He was gobsmacked to look at this image you're looking at on screen just now. And he's got a camera. He was so transfixed at looking at this, he just couldn't reach for the camera at that time. He came out of that, he managed to get that shot, and he's a wee bit upset because the top part of that UFO was more taller. It telescoped into the main body of the craft and shot away. Now, it's our job as a ufologist to check with the police, with the airports, with the Met Office, to try and find a rational explanation for these sightings.
Sean, what's your belief?
Well, we're certainly not alone in the universe, and I really do think, well, I've seen it. Again, like I said, I was either hallucinating, you know, which I was, if somebody saw me looking through my window, pinching myself and slapping myself silly, it looks a bit odd, but certainly not making it up.
Oh, you are totally sober these days.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
There was no assistance in any way.
No magic mushrooms or anything. No.
Do you find it disappointing that you could be a witness in a murder trial and you would have credibility as that witness? You witness a UFO and you are seen as being, it is incredible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's you know, you've got pilots, military people, you know, all be great witnesses, and as soon as it comes to anything like that, oh, forget it.
Okay, all right, gentlemen, thank you.